Are you looking to promote your business? Perhaps a video for your website? Or maybe just a story to tell? If so, then you are a name to know. I am your host, Alicia Figueres, and A Name to Know provides a stimulating 10-minute interview for your business. For more information, give us a look at anametoKnow.com. Why? Because you are a name to know. Welcome to A Name to Know. I'm your host, Alicia Figueres. Quite a few years ago, I met this young lady who has fire in her bones and quite a story to tell. She is definitely a name to know. Welcome to the show, Nicole Martin.
Hello.
How are you, darling?
I'm good, and yourself?
I cannot believe the journey that you've had and where you are today from when I first met you several years ago. I'm so proud of you. You're on your 4th book. Talk to me about it.
Venomous Minds. It actually started. It was one book. It's self-published, and the company that assisted with the publishing told me that it was so large to the point where they think that it would be better if I would break it down. And that's how it became a series. Black Rain Publishing. They did a wonderful job, as you can see. So I went with their advice, and this is how I came up with the book.
What's the storyline?
It's about a young Black American girl that grew up in the city, Brooklyn, New York, that had some troubling times during her puberty age. But she made it through.
What kind of trouble?
Let me go back a bit. It started out as a young girl. You know, she was raised by her mother and grandmother without the father, so the male role model wasn't present. The mother did, I guess, the best that she could. She was a young mother as well. She had the child very young. She did things that I would say a normal mother wouldn't do: sell drugs, allow her daughter to sell drugs for her. When the child met her first boyfriend, instead of the mother, how can I say it, walking her through the whole boyfriend-girlfriend scene, or what you should do or what you shouldn't do, she didn't do that. The individual, the young lady character, Nishi, she became pregnant. She went through the whole abortion thing. She finished school, high school. She went to college, didn't finish college. She helped the mother out with her business. She went through a lot. I mean, she struggled with disappointments. She even thought of suicide at some point. But then she realized that it was more to life.
Nicole, where'd your inspiration come from?
I really can't say like a particular person or anything. It's just something about me. I've always been a fighter. And when I say fighter, I grew up fighting, unfortunately, in the city. Yeah, I was also encouraged to fight, but that's the worst thing you would want your child to do. That's for animals. You have a brain, you use it. But I've just never given up on myself. And I have 5 children of my own now.
5?
Yeah, I have 5 jokers. Wow. And those today, that's my inspiration.
Nice.
So, like I said, I've just never given up on myself.
Now
I have responsibilities.
How do they feel about their mom being an author?
Well, my oldest child, she says she'll never read the book because she knows me. My oldest son, he started part 1. He stopped because it was things that he didn't know about mommy. He was like, "Oh, mommy, right about now, I think I want to stop right here." But the other ones, they're too young to read it. They're proud of me, yes, knowing that I went through what I went through and was able to now have books out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a different, like, their, how can I say it, feedback or whatever I get from them is different from like a person that doesn't know me, because you know that's mommy. You know they call me crazy, they call me this and that, but then they're so proud.
Mm-hmm.
They go, mommy, yeah, we know mommy is cool, but we know you still a little crazy. I'll be like, whatever, I know that's love.
Mm-hmm.
But I know they're proud of me because they're with me from something that we've already spoken about, the abuse,
Mm-hmm.
and they've seen how far mommy, you know, how far I've come, and I haven't given up, and I'm not.
Good for you. Good for you. What has the writing done for you?
First of all, it's therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
So
I bet.
I've never done counseling, although I signed up for it or whatever, had
Wow.
appointments.
I'm surprised.
So this was my counseling. I have a lot more to write about. So Venomous Minds is only the beginning.
Where'd that name come from? That's kind of hot.
Unfortunately, I ran across a lot of people that had some issues.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, this book was written 14 years ago. My now, yeah, he'll be 14 in July. I wrote that book when he was a year old. And like I said, it's just been broken down. So it was sitting there collecting dust. It was like, well, you know, you get the negative and you get the positive.
Mm-hmm.
At one individual, oh, it's just gonna sit there, not doing nothing with it. That was the ex, whatever you want to call him. And I also heard that because the book is based on a true story, that I would be sued if I would release it. Now, if someone tells you that your family member has written a book, you would think their first response would be, oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud, and be very supportive.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was told that they would sue me. So in my eyes, yeah, you don't want people to know. You know what I mean?
The truth.
Exactly. And I got tired of holding the truth. I did that for years. The book is based on my life. And, you know, people do things with the hope that it doesn't catch up with them. But it always does.
Good for you. Good for you. Do you ever come across other women that have walked your path?
Every day. It's just that they choose not to talk about it. You know, and I can relate to that because I did that for many years. Many years. They want it to go away. They want to forget about it, you know, because to them it's embarrassing. But in my opinion, once you release it, that burden, you fly, man.
Mm-hmm.
You may be the biggest bird, but you're gonna fly.
Freedom.
Yes.
You ever have an opportunity to counsel someone else?
No, right now I'm just trying to get myself together. I still have things that I have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel that I'm prepared enough to counsel someone. Right now I just counsel my children.
So this is your fourth book
Mhm.
that's come out. What's next for you?
I mean, another book will be coming out. Actually, I'm like 70-something pages into that book, and that's going to be based on the abuse that I experienced. So, and hopefully a lot of people, and I want to say women, but women especially, to know that it's okay to talk about it. Once you talk about it, like I said, you can move mountains. Not only for yourself, but for others.
I've communicated with a lot of women, and so many have shared with me their abusive stories. And it's just surprising to me how many keep it to themselves, how many don't report it, how many live with it on a daily basis and get beat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and smile in between. And I don't know, they say you can't, you know, B.B. King always said, you can't sing the blues unless you've lived them. And so I can't relate. But I can only imagine how painful internally that must feel.
Very painful, because here you are, you want to live that what society considers to be normal life. You know, with the kids, the husband, the dog, the whole bit. But it isn't like that. And when you go outside, you don't want people to know because people see it differently. You know, oh, yeah, you know, wonderful family, well put together family. And when they find out that there's something else going on besides that love that they think is or should be present, then you go, oh man, you know, how people are going to view me now. I was like that, you know, went to work, didn't say too much. And when I did speak about it, you know, I realized that it wasn't going to only be like a pointing of the finger thing. Like, shame on you, Nicole, da da da. Thankfully, I got the support, you know. So I think that is what made me open up more, you know, and people have to understand that it's not always going to be people just to like gossip about your situation. You have those that will help you. And that's the reason why I stayed quiet so long, and that's the reason why I think they stay quiet as long too. You know, embarrassment. Like, it's more to life. You got it. I urge people to talk about it because you stay like that and you live years like that, and that's going to be your life. That's not fair to you. You know what I mean? So I urge people to speak out about whatever they are or have gone through, so they can live a more brighter life.
How do you feel talking about it, being here with me today?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm more than good, baby.
Good. That's good. What are you going to be doing 5 years from now, Nicole?
Smiling. Plus, one, I want to get my kids, like, they're doing fine. You know, I have great kids. College, the little ones that are elementary school, I have high school. Their ages, I want to go through the ages 23, 19, 14, 10, and 7. She'll be 8 next Saturday. I just want to get them on the right track because, yeah, we're doing okay and everything, but the abuse, it was so abusive to the point where it scarred them, yeah, and they'll never forget it. None of us will, but we still have, how can I say it, a lot of road to smooth out.
What kind of support group do you have?
Well, I have the little ones in counseling. I have a great circle of friends, and that's mainly how we get through.
Good. What kind of message do you want to give a woman that's going through it?
Speak. Just speak out. Even if you have to go to the bathroom and talk to yourself in the mirror, that will feed the soul. You know what I mean? And make sure whatever you do, you get up in the morning, you fix yourself up. Because I know there's times when that man or woman, but I'm speaking from a woman's point of view, just said some real harsh things. And, you know, I'm sure they started to believe it and wanted to give up. Like I said, even if you don't want to go out and talk to someone, whatever, speak to yourself. Speak to the Lord, because that's what got me through. That is what got me through. People can say what they want to say, but I know why I'm here.
You know, they say there are all kinds of abuse, Nicole. There's physical, psychological, mental. There's even abuse at the workplace, you know, between employer and employee, bullying. Passive aggressive is the worst abuse, in my opinion. Can't handle it.
Abuse of any sort isn't cool. And unfortunately, some people, you know, like the whole bullying thing, like they feed off of that. But my thing is, let people live and let live. You know, I want to say, like, my babies are going through that now. Unfortunately, it's a relative, a blood relative that's doing it. And I'm like, just let them live, let them grow. Because you didn't have that freedom to be a child. That doesn't necessarily mean that you should, you know, allow that cycle to continue. You should be a better person. Realize what you're doing is wrong. Instead of just, you know, but I pray that individuals will realize it one day, but it goes back to what I said before. If they don't, they will die alone.
Do you see in any of your children a hint of them being somewhat abusive to their siblings or peers because of what they witnessed?
I don't want to say abusive, but I have one he can be very aggressive. And it's always, and that's because he was the one that he was physically abused more by the ex-spouse at a young age. She was around 5 or 6, and he left marks on him. And then he would apologize or take him shopping. You know that.
Classic.
This is how they would try to keep him hush. And I recognize, like I said, his aggressiveness. And I tell him it's not all about the brute strength. If you have nothing up here, and all that muscle turns to flab, what are you gonna become? You know what I mean? He's a beautiful kid. He's sweet. And he can cook his butt off. But it's like his thing is, if anyone ever tries to intimidate me or just manhandle me, I'm going to tear them apart. And I can see him doing that, like, around the house sometimes. You know what I mean? I like it, just relax. Like I said, I know what it is. I talk to him. He's also been in counseling. Oh, I don't. You know, when they get older, it's like I got this. Meanwhile, they don't have nothing. But I have to put a lot of work into that particular one because I see that he can be aggressive, and the cycle is not going to continue, not while I'm around.
Good.
You know what I mean? But those are signs.
I'm glad you could check that.
Oh, I check it.
Nicole, walk me through the process of writing and publishing, self-publishing your own book, because I know there are a lot of people that are watching this that may be going through something or just may want to create their own read. So what's the process? Is it expensive?
It's not expensive if you have the funds, but if you're like on a serious budget, yes, it can. I'm going to say yes, it is, because I'm on a budget. You know what I mean? Thankfully, Miss Kim Morrow of Black Rain Publishing, that's a sister that I never knew. She made the whole process easy for me. It's time consuming. You have to be very patient. You know, because people want it. They want it now, like that. They want it their way. You have to remember, these people are there to help you. They've been in that field for a while, doing whatever. But she's been out for a while. She's getting better at her whole thing. She's new as well. And people have to understand, when you work together, whatever the project that you are working on will be a success. You just have to be patient.
Okay.
That's how it is. It's become the fourth. It's been a journey, and 4 years. I think it's 4 years, right? Fourth book.
Wow.
That's because, like I said, I haven't given up on myself. That's never been me. Unfortunately, I let someone into my life and make me believe certain things temporarily, but it was something called a boot.
That's all good. You live and learn. It is a school day.
It is.
So in closing, Nicole, what are your thoughts?
About?
Your closing thoughts.
Just stick to it. Know that life should be lived. Life should be celebrated. No one should intimidate you. Who do you fear? No one. Do what you need to do to make you happy.
Right on. And where can someone find your books?
They're on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. I actually didn't even know that until a young lady, she said, Nicole, you know your book is in Barnes & Noble? I was like, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So you can find them online, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thanks.
I wish you the best with your continued journey. I'm so grateful to know you.
Same here.
and to be able to enjoy that type of energy. And whatever I could do as you move forward, I'm there for you.
All right. Thanks so much.
Nicole Martin, definitely a name to know.